we drive a short distance north to meet Dennis Walker, a wilderness ranger with the Forest Service. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having us out. This is a really beautiful spot. And I see these buildings behind us. They look like they might have been original, but what's the story there?
Yeah, the log cabin is one of the original Mahoney Guard Station buildings. We use Mahoney as kind of a stop-off point to spend the night, and it gets us in the area because from our hometown, it's a 3-hour drive just to get here.
What kind of work are you guys doing out on the trails?
We clear the trails wide enough for horses to get through and for people to enjoy. Keep the trails open enough to where people have a good experience in the backcountry.
Do you guys have a sense of how many people in a year come up and hike?
Very few.
So you're going to come out here and you're going to be exploring by yourself?
Pretty much you'll have it all to yourself. You probably won't see another soul if you're out there for 5 or 6 days on these trails.
What kind of a trail are we going to be on?
It's kind of a game trail that we've improved for people to hike up and get a good view of the valley.
I look forward to seeing it.
I know, I'm excited. Should we go give it a shot?
Let's go hike.
All right.
This trail's only about a half a mile in length.
That looks about perfect.
And it's not very steep either, so.
I'm all for that.
Dennis, what's the difference between a hiker's trail and a horse trail?
Well, a hiker trail is usually narrower than a horse trail. For instance, this is a good example. A horse trail, we'd have to cut these out so a horse and a rider wouldn't have trouble going through here. So anything that I can touch with my Pulaski, we would cut out. And we'd widen it out so a horse with panniers on is about as wide as I can reach with my hands. So that's how much we would cut out for a horse trail. The actual trail is about 18 inches wide for horses and for foot traffic.
So a horse trail takes a lot more maintenance.
A lot more maintenance for horse trails. And we maintain all of our wilderness trails for horse traffic and people traffic.
So how much man hours is that for a season?
We work 6 months on trails and we still don't get everything done. So it's a lot.
It's never ending.
But you'll see cuts like that.
Oh, and that's you guys coming through and...
Yeah. Biggest workload is cutting trees that have fallen across the trail. They're actually blocking the trail. There are times when we come across a section of trail that is overgrown and hasn't been used much, and it's hard to find the trail tread. So we look for old cuts that have been healed over, and we just look for signs of a trail through there. So that, see those, we probably should have cut back farther, but pretty good shape. But you can kind of see this is a kind of a game trail through here.
Yeah, it feels still very natural.
We try to leave everything we can, but still make it usable for the majority of the people that come up here.
Do you do it by yourselves or do you have volunteers?
We have a group called Friends of the Wilderness who volunteers every season to come in and help us out. And they're a tremendous help. In fact, they've got probably 4 or 5 trails scheduled this year to come and help us.
So what sort of wildlife are we going to find in the wilderness area?
You can see there's a lot of grass. We had a tremendous snow load this year, a lot of moisture, so the grasses are really doing well. But the most abundant animal you'll find would be elk. There are mountain lions that live here, quite a few.
I think that's one encounter I don't want to have.
I think they know we have these tools. You know.
They've heard the legend of the Pulaski.
The legend. Well, this is pretty much the meadow.
Look at this. This is a wildflower paradise right here.
I know. It's beautiful.
You got mountain bluebells.
Oh, yeah. There's some wild mint because I can smell it.
Uh-huh. So here we just don't have a trail anymore.
You're our trail now.
Yeah, we're gonna jump this fence, just kind of push it down.
Thank you for the help.
When we build our trails, we try to keep it at 10% grade.
So you kind of bring in your own switchbacks to some extent.
Yeah. This would be hard to build trail in because of the bunch grass. It's really hard to dig through.
One of the things I always love about hiking is that, especially as you're climbing, you focus on your climb and your hike, and then you get to enjoy the view.
Non-stop beauty. I keep wanting to stop and look back.
You want a real adventure, this is a wilderness area to head to.
This is one of the least visited wilderness areas in the lower 48.
It seems a crime when you look around and see how beautiful it is.
Oh, absolutely. You can hear the birds and the wind, you got the wildflowers.
One thing we always comment on when we're doing trails is, especially a trail that's overgrown, if we had more people hiking the trails, it would keep them open longer and it'd be more enjoyable for other people. It'd be easier to find the trail. There are trails that we do that some people have a hard time finding the trail.
Wow, well, okay, you heard it here first. Dennis says, get out here and hike the trail so that he doesn't have to work so hard.
Absolutely.
And what a great couple of days we've had here. We've seen some of the most beautiful country in this state that I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Got to go visit Wild Horse Reservoir, which was a new state park for me.
And opened my eyes.
And it was then an amazing drive just to get here.
Stunning drive just to get here. And then all of this, once we're here and just being here, it was so incredible. We finally got to experience what people have been telling us to see forever. I'm so glad we came.
And we've got a little more hiking to do, but until our next Wild Nevada adventure, you get out here and enjoy this beautiful state for yourself.
Well, one more thing. We were driving out of Jarbidge after the show, and we just saw more beauty, and we thought, well, we have to share this too. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.